Taxation is theft? Rothbard's argument against coercive state power. What follows is a whimsical and somewhat exaggerated romp through Rothbard's critique of state power and his sun-drenched dream of a libertarian utopia.
Number 5. Rothbard's revolutionary whisper. Can you hear it? That's the sound of Murray Rothbard quietly shaking up traditional thought with his whisper of a revolution. Rothbard wasn't just promulgating change, he was gliding on the wings of an idea, gently yet firmly espousing the vista of a society free from the shackles of coercive state taxation. He argued, with all the fervor of a philosophical smoothie, that the very act of taxation was tantamount to the state dipping its hands into the pockets of citizens, an act Rothbard outrageously deemed legalized theft. In this hushed yet clamorous call for a libertarian reimagining of society, Rothbard urged us to consider how life might unfurl in a world governed by voluntary cooperation, minus the shadowy hand of the state flexing its muscles in personal finances.
Number 4. Where did all my money go? Fasten your detective caps, folks. We've all been there, staring at the yawning emptiness of our wallets, wondering where our hard-earned cash vanished to. Rothbard wades into this perplexing mystery with the eye of a Sherlockian sleuth, pointing an accusatory finger at the government. According to him, the gilded treasure troves of our tax contributions end up as fodder for bureaucratic black holes, funding services and schemes we may not even agree with. Rothbard provocatively positions state-run redistribution of wealth as the light-fingered Robin Hood of modern times, except with none of the charm and a penchant for sticky fingers. With a twinkle of satire, Rothbard beckons us to imagine a world where our finances aren't spirited away by the taxman but remain loyal and useful in our own hands, entrusted to our individual judgment and enterprise.
Number 3. Coercion. Villainous state or necessary evil? Coercion, the gnawing dispute at the heart of Rothbard's magnum opus. Is the state just a brooding villain delighting in its coercive power, or is it a necessary evil that our civilization must quietly tolerate? Rothbard, in a style reminiscent of an eloquent yet slightly mischievous bard, makes no bones about where he stands. He paints the state as the grand orchestrator of coercion, an entity that imposes its will not with finesse but with brute force. By coercively collecting taxes, the state plays puppet master to individual freedom, Rothbard suggests. Alternatively, a society based on voluntary arrangements and powerful market forces could liberate individuals from this historical dance with coercion. It's a tale of fiscal freedom versus state control, as riveting as any grand epic. Number 2. Voluntary exchange. The cure for all that ails us. Step right up for the grand reveal of our savior, voluntary exchange. Rothbard passionately advances this as the elixir for all socioeconomic ailments. Imagine a bustling market where every handshake and nod signifies agreements made in perfect harmony, untainted by state interference. This exchange is the world Rothbard visualized in his ideological crystal ball, a place where every interaction is driven by mutual benefit, sans the looming specter of state mandates. This alternative might seem like a whimsical fairy tale, but Rothbard describes it with the exhilarating flourish of a utopian dreamer. In his view, voluntary exchange promises an unfettered society where prosperity blooms naturally, watered by the freedom of choice and the absence of coercion.
Number 1. The Anarcho-Capitalist Dream. Ladies and gentlemen, behold the anarcho-capitalist universe, a glittering landscape where the government takes a permanent sabbatical, leaving individuals to revel in the sovereignty of self-ownership and free markets. In his ivory tower of libertarian thought, Rothbard envisions a society that operates sans the state, championing private enterprise and voluntary interactions as the life force of civilization. Think less vigilante chaos, more entrepreneurial paradise, where disputes are resolved by mediating dynamos instead of rigid legal systems. It's the ultimate libertarian fantasy, and Rothbard extends an elaborate invitation to imagine a tableau of unfettered enterprise that marches to the beat of individual autonomy. But don't pop the champagne just yet. Rothbard's visionary feast comes with its fair share of pros and cons, warranting careful thought and discerning scrutiny.
And there you have it, folks, an exploratory jaunt through Murray Rothbard's conceptual realm of fiscal freedom and unbridled voluntarism. Whether you walk away inspired or skeptically pondering, Rothbard's foundational critiques challenge us to rethink state power and its place in our lives. Love it or hate it, his arguments remain a provocative component of the ongoing discourse surrounding taxation and state structure. So, next time the tax collector comes calling, remember Rothbard's whispers and maybe, just maybe, indulge in the idea that there's more than one way to imagine governance and economic interaction. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and most importantly, keep thinking freely.